Hello, everybody, and welcome to our partner showcase, Engaging Math Learning with Cosmic Number Lines and Cedric's Cartesian Quest. As you guys make your way in, I'm actually going to go ahead and launch a poll so our esteemed presenters can know a little bit more about you, where you're from, um, and just have a little bit of an idea about the people who are joining them today. So you will see that on your screens, and feel free to go ahead and fill it out a bit. And we will take about a minute to do that, and then we will go over some of the ground rules for this webinar. And of course, we will go over who our presenter is. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and close out the poll right now. We're going to go over a little bit of the results so you guys can see on your end who you guys are joined by today. So one of the questions that we ask everybody is, what is your job title? And it looks like actually we have a lot of TBIs in here, about 38%. We also have some orientation and mobility specialists, some assistive technology specialists, student in a college program, some parents, paraprofessionals, and of course, we have some others who are from different fields. In terms of where people are joining us from, it looks kind of like we have an even split in a lot of categories. The Midwest is a standout, though. We have about 24% joining us for the from the Midwest. Of course, we have 14, 19, and 14% from the Northeast, Southeast, and Northwest. And we do have actually two people from a European country. So welcome, special welcome to our European visitors. And we have somebody from Canada as well. So special welcome to you. We are so excited to have you today. And of course, we always ask people how they heard about our webinar, just so for purposes of how we're reaching out to people. And a lot of you guys heard about the webinar through the APH website, but the majority of you guys heard about this webinar through an email from APH, some social media, ACVREP website, and of course from a friend or colleague. So everybody's so welcome to be here today. We're really excited to have you. Um, and then in this case, I would love to go over some of the ground rules for today's webinar. So some of the ground rules that we have for most of our webinars, but especially this one, is that if you have any questions during this webinar, please make sure that you type them in the chat. We will be engaging with you at the end of the webinar, especially with any questions you might have, or if you guys have any comments. Of course, we're always trying to improve our products. So when you're thinking about engaging with us, we will have time during this webinar where you could do that. There will also be no ACVREP credits for this partner showcase, and we will also have some closed captioning available for anybody who is hard of hearing. So in any case, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our presenter for today and then let him take it away. So we have Li Zhao, and he has a bachelor's in science and mathematics from Capital Normal University in China and a master's in education and an education degree in special education from Texas Tech University. He has worked with a math and physics teacher in the Beijing for School for the Blind in China, and he was also a graduate assistant at Texas Tech University and a postdoctoral associate at the Mississippi State University. Since 2013, Lee has been working at the American Printing House for the Blind, and he's been working as a mathematics product manager. Lee and his family currently live in Louisville, and in his spare time, he really enjoys reading nonfiction books and listening to podcasts. So, without any further ado, Lee, you can take it away.
Okay, now I guess we are. Hello everyone. Again, my name is Li Zhou. It's very nice to join you all today and talk about two math apps. I guess now we can move to the objective slide, right? And the
Actually,
object.
interesting enough, we have our objectives, yes.
Yeah, okay. The objective today is to showcase two math apps, as mentioned by Amanda, the Cosmic Number Lines and the Cedric's Cartesian Quest. Both apps are designed to make math learning a little bit more interesting for students, and they are adapted for children with visual impairments. So let's go to the first one. Let's go to the next slide. The first one I'm going to cover is Cosmic Number Lines. This is a math app, math game. The game is designed to help elementary school students to learn concepts and skills related to the number lines. Let's go to the next slide.
All right.
Okay, thanks. Uh, During this game, there is a astronaut. The astronaut travels to a planet. The name is Selene. There, the astronaut receives some training and complete some tasks. Throughout the game, students need to use their math knowledge and skills to help the astronaut. Some skills students can practice during the app include locating points on number lines, comparing numbers using the number line, finding distance between numbers, and also solve basic addition and subtraction problems using the number line. The app, again, is designed for elementary school students, and this app is for iOS only. At this point, it does not support Android. The app can be installed on both iPads and iPhones, but we are still working on this app. It's still under development. So right now, if you search in Apple's App Store, you won't see it. It's what I'm going to show you today is only a prototype. So now I guess we can just stop sharing the PowerPoint, and I can
Okay.
switch the screen to my
Awesome.
iPad. Okay.
Okay, and then while we're switching that, we have our first poll question for you guys. And this poll question asks, have you ever used any math apps developed by APH before? And of course you have yes and no. And I will stop sharing my screen so that Lee can share his. Alrighty, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this poll. And it looks like
You are
we
sharing
have a
screen.
great audience today for this. About 21% have used math apps before, but about 79% have not. So this is a great webinar for you guys to attend. All
Okay,
right, you can
I'm
see the
back. Can
iPad
you
app
see
on the
the
screen.
app screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get started. What you can see is the home screen of the app. I'm blind myself, so I'm using voiceover. So throughout the demo, you can hear voiceover voice a lot. There are a few buttons on the home page. Start is where we can start playing the game.
Settings button.
Settings. In settings, students can choose which astronaut they want to play with. There is also an option for teachers to wipe off the data just in case they want to use the app with different students.
How to button.
In the how-to page, you can get steps to quickly get started with the app.
About button.
About there you can find the contact information of APH, like our website, an email to contact our customer service. There is also a brief introduction to the app. Let's just press the start button to start playing.
How to settings button. Start button. Home screen button.
The app consists of 8 levels of activities. In the how to play page, there is a little bit description for each level. We also plan to add a little bit description on this page. Again, this is only a prototype. Level 1, students will be presented with a number line element by element. In level 2, students will learn how to compare numbers using the number line. In level 3, students learn how to locate points on the number line. For level 4, students learn how to find the distance between numbers by counting. Levels 5 and 6 focus on basic addition and subtraction problems. Level 7, the number line in level 7 will be expanded to bigger numbers. In all the previous levels, we only use numbers from 0 to 5. So those are the very basic section of the number line. And in level 7, the number line is expanded to relatively bigger numbers, to number 17. In level 8, students will use all the skills and concepts they have learned in previous levels to solve more challenging problems. The activities in level 8 are very difficult for students to solve, so it kind of challenge them further. Today I will demo 2 levels, level 1 and level 4. Let's just get started with level 1. I will press the level 1 button.
Choose your level. Heading. Level 1. Button. Level selection. Button. Level 1. Trainee.
Each level consists of 2 groups of activities, training and task. Students need to finish training activities first before they can move on to the task activities. After they finish both groups of activities, students will be given a rank. The rank for level 1 is trainee. I will just begin with the training activities. So I will press the training button.
Astronaut Phoenix is off. Training. Button. Welcome explorers.
The first step in the training activity is to show students a very unique voice-over gesture. A gesture for students who need to use the screen reader voice-over. The gesture is called split tap. The gesture allows students to use 2 fingers to explore and activate things on the screen. For example, they can use one finger to explore the elements on the screen. Let's say right now, if I use my left finger to explore, to try to find a astronaut icon in the lower left corner, you can hear. Sorry.
Astronaut Phoenix.
Okay.
Astronaut Phoenix.
Now my fingertip is on the astronaut icon, and now I can use another finger to tap anywhere of the screen to activate it. The function is kind of like double tap for those of you who know voice-over gestures. It's kind of like double tap to activate a button. But this feature allows students to explore the locations of the icons, kind of know the relative locations of the icons on the screen, instead of just moving voice-over focus from one element to another element. So now I'm tapping the icon to activate the button.
Astronaut Phoenix. Astronaut Phoenix reporting to Command Central. We are almost ready to launch Spaceship Infinity to explore new planets and meet some aliens. Glad to have you on the team, Space Cadet. Let's get started.
Now I will press continue to move to the second step in the training group.
Continue. Button. Continue. Astronaut Phoenix will need to complete a series of tasks to fulfill their mission.
Okay, now we are presenting a number line to students element by element. The first element of a number line is a straight line. Now students need to do is to locate a straight line in the lower part of the screen and tap the line to continue. So now I'm putting my fingertip on top of the screen to locate the line.
Straight line.
Now I can hear it. I will use the split tap gesture to activate the line.
Straight line. To become a number line, the straight line is then divided into equal intervals by tick marks.
Okay, the second element, the tick marks. Right now there are 6 tick marks added onto the number line. They divide the line into equal intervals or equal segments. What students need to do is to touch each of the tick mark and find each of the tick mark and tap it to move to the next step. So I will use my fingertip to go along. I will just go from left to right. This activity allows students to know the layout of the tick mark in relationship to the straight line. So I will go from left.
Straight line. Tick mark. Tick mark. Tick mark. Tap. Tick mark. Tick mark. Tick mark. Tick mark. Tap. Tick mark. Tick mark. Tick mark. Tap. 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 Our number line is almost complete.
Okay. The last step, we need numbers to finish a complete number line. Now 6 numbers have been added below the number lines. Students need to do is to find each of those numbers, again just to let them know the layout of the number line, and tap each of the numbers to move to finish the training section. Again, I can tap the numbers in any order, but I will just go from left to right. I'll begin from number 0 on the left.
Number line 0. 0. Tap. 1. 1. Tap. 2. 2. Tap. 3. 3. Tap. 4. 4. Tap. Number line 5. 5. Tap. Mission accomplished.
Okay, now we are done with the training. I will press continue to move to level 1 tasks.
Continue button. Spaceship Infinity has just finished its last round of checks and is almost ready to launch.
Okay, the training activities are designed to present the number line element by element. In the task activities, we design some specific activities to help students get more familiar with the number lines. Students need to do all different kinds of activities on the number line. The first one, there is a launch pad at location 0, but the spaceship is below the ground, it's in the underground base. What students need to do is to tap number 0 to bring up the spaceship, to put the spaceship onto the launch pad. So I will go to number 0 and tap the number
0. 0. Spaceship Infinity is now ready to launch, but astronaut Phoenix is still underground.
Okay, the astronaut is still in the underground base. So what I need to do is to bring the astronaut up to the ground and then help him board the spaceship. According to the instruction, we don't have time to read the instruction, so I will just let you know what we need to do. I will press number 3 to bring up the astronaut.
3. 3.
Now I know an astronaut icon is above the tick mark at number 3, location 3. What I need to do next is to tap the icon to help the astronaut board the spaceship. In order to find the icon, I will begin with number 3. I will put my fingertip on number 3.
3.
And move up. In order, I can hear
number
line,
tick
mark. If I keep moving up, I can find
astronaut Phoenix.
Astronaut. I will tap the icon to move him to the spaceship.
Occupied spaceship. Oh no.
Okay, there are still 2 equipments left on the number line. The astronaut does not have time to bring both of them onto the spaceship. He can only bring one, and he decides to bring the one closer to the spaceship on board. What students need to do is to find the locations of the equipments and then put the one closer to the spaceship onto the spaceship. For students to locate things on the number line, what we can do is I can check each number to see where the equipments are. I'm blind, so I will go from number 0.
0.
I will move up.
Number line.
I can hear number line. Tick mark.
Occupied spaceship.
I know the spaceship is at location 0. And then I will do the same thing at number 1.
1. Number line. Tick mark. Occupied spaceship. Tick mark.
Okay, look like there is nothing above number 1. So I will move to number 2.
2. Number line. Tick mark.
There's nothing there. I will begin with number 3.
3. Number line. Tick mark. Rover 1.
I can hear rover 1. That's the first equipment. Then I do the same thing at number 4.
4. Number line. Tick mark.
There's nothing there. I do the same at number 5.
Number line. 5. Number line. Tick mark. Rover 2.
There is a rover 2. Now, by doing that, blind students can know the locations of the different characters or equipments. And now I can move the one at location 3 to the spaceship by tapping the icon, because that one is closer to the spaceship. So I will go to 3 again.
3. 3.
Go up.
Number line. Tick mark.
Sorry, let me do that
Number
again.
line. Tick mark. Tick mark. Tick mark. Rover 1.
Okay, I will tap the rover to move to the spaceship.
Rover 1. The spaceship is finally ready for liftoff.
Okay, now it's ready to launch the spaceship. The last activity of level 1 is to count down with the numbers. There are 6 numbers on the number line from 5 to 3. Students need to tap each of the number from 5 to 0 to launch the spaceship. So I will do that. I will go to 5
5.
and tap
5. 4.
4.
4. 3. 3. 2. 2. 1. 1. 0. 0. Mission accomplished.
Okay, now we are done with level 1. You can see all the activities of level 1 is, again, present the number line to students and do some very basic activities to help students get familiar with the number line. I'm not going to press continue to go to level 2. Instead, we are going to level 4. So I will go back to the level selection page.
Level 1 home button. Level selection button. Level selection. Level 1 button.
And now I will press level 4.
Level 2, level 3, level 4 button.
In level 4, students learn how to find the distance between numbers by counting. So let's see how it goes.
Level selection button. Level 4, co-pilot.
Again, there are 2 groups of activities, training and task. The rank for this level is co-pilot. I will start with the training activities.
Astronaut Phoenix is train tasks training button. Astronaut Phoenix is walking on the surface of the planet Silene when they find an alien to their right.
Okay, we don't have time to finish to read the instructions, so I will just let you know the activity. Basically, the astronaut is on the number line and there is an alien. The astronaut needs to find out how many units is in between him and the alien. For blind students, of course, they first need to go through each of those numbers, the locations, to see where they are. I already know, so we do not need to repeat that process because of the time. So I will just let you know. I know the astronaut is at location 1 and the alien is at location 4. In order to find the distance, students can do that by counting. If I put my finger on number 1,
the distance between 1.
And then in order to go to 4, I need to go to 2 first.
Number line 2.
And then 3.
3. 4.
Okay, now I know I counted 3 units. Then I go to the lower left corner. There is a picker there. I can check the, I can select the correct answer.
The distance between astronaut Phoenix and the alien is 1. Picker item. Adjustable.
We should select
1 of 4.
distance is
Swipe
3.
up or
So
down with 1. The distance between astronaut Phoenix and the alien is 3. 3 of 4.
now it's 3. I will press submit.
Submit button. Continue. Astronaut Phoenix scans the terrain as they walk along planet Silene.
Okay, this is the second activity in the level 4 training. There is also an astronaut on the number line. It is at location 0. There is an unknown object or unidentified object at location 5. The object can be dangerous, it can explode, so the astronaut tries to be as far away as possible, but the astronaut still needs to use a detector to explore the object. And the detector can only work within a 2-unit range. So the students need to find a good place for the astronaut to stand on in order to explore the object. The object is at location 5, and the detector can only work within a 2-unit range. So apparently, students need to count from 5 to the left by 2 units to reach 3. That's the good location for the astronaut to stand on. Now, what I will do is I will drag the astronaut at location 0 to location 3. I'll begin with number 0 below the number line.
0.
Go up.
Number line. Tick mark. Tick Phoenix.
I got astronaut and then I drag and find the number 3.
Tick 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 mark. Number line. Tick number line. 2. 3. Number line. Tick mark. Tick mark. Mission accomplished.
Okay, I released the astronaut at tick mark 3. The dragging gesture has been introduced in level 2, so by level 4, students should be fine with this gesture. Now we finished the level 4 training. I will press continue to go to level 4 task.
Continue button. Astronaut Phoenix is walking on planet Silene when command notifies them that an underground alien is located on the number line.
In the first activity of level 4 task, the astronaut is walking on the planet. He is at location 3. There is a underground alien. The alien is located 2 units smaller than astronaut's location. Now students need to begin from number 3.
4. 3.
And count to the left by 2 units.
2. 1.
They get 1, so they need to tap number 1 to bring the underground alien up to the number line.
1. Astronaut Phoenix is driving the rover around Silene when they hit some bumpy terrain and decide to continue on foot.
Okay, now the astronaut is still working on the number line. There is a rover at location 1, and the astronaut is at location 2. There is an alien at location 5. In this activity, students need to find out how many steps or how many units the astronaut need to take in order to go to the alien first, and then bring the alien back to the rover. So we know the astronaut is at location 0. Students need to count from location 2 astronaut. So students need to go to 2 first.
2.
And then count toward the alien at location 5. So we got to 3.
3. 4. 5.
That's 3 units. And then together with the alien, the astronaut needs to go back to the rover. The rover is at location 0. So that means we need to go to
4. 3. 2. 2. 1. 1. 5 units. Pick your item. 0.
go all the way down back to 0, and the students can count. That's 5 actual steps. In total, the steps the astronaut needs to take is 8 steps. So in the picker in the lower left corner, we choose 8 units.
5 units. Picker item. 6 units. 7 units. 8 units. 4 of 4.
And now I will press submit.
Submit button. Submit. Astronaut Phoenix's scanner detects an alien on the number line.
This is the last step in level 4 task. In this step, there are 3 elements on the number line. There is an object at location 3. There is an alien at location 4. the astronaut is like at location 2. The object is a dangerous one. It can explode, and when that happens, anything within 3-unit range can be damaged. Now students need to do is to separate the object from the alien and also the astronaut in order to keep both the alien and the astronaut safe. To do that, we need to make sure the alien and the astronaut can be at least 4 units away from the object, so that when the object explodes, they won't be damaged. They won't be hurt. Now, let's see, because the alien is already at location 4, if we move the object to location 0, that means the alien is already 4 units away from the object at location 0. So the alien can be safe. And we can then move the astronaut to location 5. That way, both of them can be safe. So I will do that. I will just go to 3 to find the object first. I will go to number 3.
3.
Go up.
Number line. Tick mark. Unidentified object.
Then drag it to location 0.
Tick mark. Number line. Number line. 1. 0. Number line. Tick mark.
And then I will need to
Tick mark.
move the astronaut from location 2 to location 5. I go to number 2.
1. 2. Number line. Tick mark. Astronaut Phoenix.
Drag the astronaut
Astro-
and
tick-
release
tick
at
mark. Tick
tick
mark.
mark 5.
Number line. Number line. 5. Number line. Tick mark. Tick mark.
And now you can see on the screen they are separated far enough. I will press submit to finish the level 4 task.
Previous. Button. 5. Submit. Button. Continue. Mission accomplished.
Okay, that's all the activities I want to demo for this Cosmic Number Line app. I will stop sharing and see if you have any questions.
Cosmic number
All
line.
right, and then in the
Zoom.
meantime, we will
Double tap
launch
to
a
open.
second poll. And this poll is asking, if you work with visually impaired students, do most of them have access to tablet devices? And if so, is it an iOS device like an iPhone or iPad? Is it an Android, tablet, or phone? Both, or do they have no access at all? And in the meantime, I will go ahead and get my screen shared with you guys so we can go back to where we were before. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and end the poll in just a second. And then you guys will also be able to see my screen. Get that out of the way. All right. And I'm ending the poll. So it looks like the question again was, if you work with visually impaired students, do most of them have access to tablet devices? And it looks like about 47% have access to iOS devices, 7% to Android tablets or phones, and 33% to both. And we do have some students, about 20%, that have no access at all.
Okay, good information.
All right, I will let you get back to where you were before.
Okay, I don't know if any of the audience have any comments or questions about cosmic number lines. If you do, you can put in the chat. I will just go ahead and start talking about the other app. So, there's a slide about the field testing of cosmic number lines. This app is still under development. We just started field testing this app in March 3rd, this Monday. So if you are interested and if you are working with like elementary school students who are learning the number line, just feel free to contact me with the email on the screen, lz as in zebra, hou@aph, and I can send you the prototype. Okay, now I guess we can move to the next slide.
Alrighty.
Alright, Cedric's Cartesian Quest. This is also a game app. It is designed for students to learn concept and skills related to the coordinate system. Again, this one is still under development. If you search the App Store now, you don't see it. We just finished the field test. It will be launched pretty soon. Okay, let's move to the next slide.
Alrighty.
Okay, thanks. In this game, a wizard, his name is Cedric. Cedric's battles with monsters in a forest, and Cedric has a really nice companion, Arcia. To help them, students need to use their math knowledge and skills. Some of the skills they are going to practice include, for example, locating points using their coordinates in the coordinate plane, finding distance between points, drawing geometric shapes in the coordinate plane, and using the properties of shapes to solve problems in the coordinate system. They also use their understanding of the concept, the symmetry concept, to solve problems in the app. This app is also for iOS only, and it's for iPad. We just couldn't make it onto the relatively smaller screen for iPhones, so it's for iPad only, and it's designed for middle school students. Okay, now I will switch. We can stop sharing the PowerPoint. I will switch to the iPad. So
Alrighty.
yeah,
Let
thanks.
me get my screen away. And in the meantime, just like with the other ones, we have one of our last poll questions to you guys. And then at the end, we have some questions that you guys can open-ended answer. But this one is, considering the various accessibility features available on iOS and Android devices, teachers of visually impaired students may need training on their use. Do you have the need to have training? And we'll let the poll run for a minute and then we'll close it down when
Stop run.
everything is set.
Okay,
Alrighty, I'm
now
going to
can
go
you?
ahead and close the poll. And
Okay,
Lee, I'll share the results with you.
sure.
So the question was, considering the various accessibility features available on iOS and Android devices, teachers of the visually impaired students may need training on their use. Do you have this need for the training? And about 75% said yes, and 25% said no.
Very helpful. Very good to know. Thanks, Amanda. Thanks,
Yep.
everyone. Yeah. Okay, now I will present this app. Let me see. This is the home screen. There are a few buttons like the very
Start button. How to play.
how to
Button.
play.
About.
Those are the very standard stuff. So let's just press the start button to go into
How
the
to play.
activities.
Start button. Introduction. Are you ready for the adventure? Button.
The app consists of 13 activities. Here we call them quests. There is also a introduction quest at the very beginning, just help students refresh some basic concepts in the coordinate system like quadrants, coordinates. For each of the 13 quests, you can see the title here. If you want to learn a little bit more about the quest, there is also a more button beside the title. So for example, if I press the more button besides quest 1,
1. Find the loop. More. Button. Use coordinates to locate points on the coordinate plane.
there's a little bit more information about the quest. such as the skills students are going to practice within this quest. Below that, there's also a way that students can choose how many times they want to play this quest. Some students might not be able to play all the 13 quests of this app because of the progress of their math study. They might want to only focus on certain quests and play them for multiple times. This feature allows them to do that. I'll just go back to the quest selection page.
Find the Lumen Tenebris wand. Cedric's quests. Back button. Cedric's quests. Back button.
We don't have time to try all the quests today, so I will just check one, a relatively easier one. I will go with quest 3, so I will check 3.
3. 3. My wand is more powerful. Checkbox. 3. My wand is more powerful. Checkbox. Check.
And then I will press the play button to go to the quest 3 page.
Resume. Dim. Button. Resume. Dim. Play. Button. Play. Cedric becomes frustrated by the Lumen Tenebris' limitations. It would make things my wand is more powerful. Heading.
Upon arrival at a screen, you can see VoiceOver already started reading the first paragraph of the instruction. I just stopped it because we don't have the time to read all the instructions. Basically, the idea of this activity, this is the first step of quest 3. In the previous quest, Cedric's wand, the name of the wand is Lumen Tenebris. The wand can disable one monster at a time, and it can only do that in a certain direction from a certain distance. And Cedric is not happy with the limitations. So he wants to do something to enhance the wand, and Alcia gives him a good news. There is a crystal hidden in the forest. Getting the crystal, Cedric can improve his wand. Now I'm using the location of the crystal is at point -64. Now I'm using the plane on the right side of the screen. I'm blind myself, so I'm using VoiceOver. If I put my fingertip on top of the plane, VoiceOver will speak out the coordinates of the point I'm touching. So let's see.
2, 4. 2, 4.
I can hear 2, 4, so I know my finger is in the first quadrant of the coordinate plane, the upper right area. This is how we make the coordinate plane accessible to VoiceOver users. So I know my target, my goal is -6. 4, so I need to go to the second quadrant, way to the left, so I'm moving to the left.
Y-axis, -1, -2, 2.
I hear -2, 2, so I know I'm already in the second quadrant, the upper right area. I keep
-3,
moving
2.
to the left.
-4, -5, 1. -6, 1.
A little bit higher.
-6, 2. -6, 3. -6, 4.
Now, -6, 4, I need to tap the point to get the crystal. I'm using VoiceOver, so of course I'm double tapping.
-6, 4. With the Wisp crystal in hand, the Lumen Tenebris gains the ability to target multiple My wand is more powerful. Heading.
Again, I stopped VoiceOver. Now the wand has been enhanced. It can disable multiple monsters at the same time, as long as those monsters are on the same line. It can do that regardless of distance, and the wand can do that in any direction. Now there are two monsters show up in the forest. Their locations are 2, 4 and 4, 4. Everything on the screen is given a pair of coordinates, so you can see those locations of those two monsters. What the students need to do is to find a good location for Cedric to stand on, so that Cedric can launch or cast a wand spell to disable those two monsters. From the coordinates, you can see 2, 4 and 4, 4. The monster's coordinates share the same y coordinates, so they are on the same horizontal line. If we put Cedric on the same horizontal line, Cedric can then cast the spell and disable those two monsters in a straight line. So I'm moving monster. I'm putting Cedric at location 6 4 or 5 4. Either one will work. Let's try it. I'm putting my fingertip on the plane.
5 1 5 1 5 2
A little bit higher.
5 3. Gloom rate 4 4 5 4.
I reached 5 4. I tap that point to put Cedric onto that location.
Cedric 5 4.
Now you can see Cedric is on the same horizontal line as those two monsters. If we cast from that location, the magic, the wand spell will just go to the left and disable those two monsters. So I will press and hold on Cedric to cast the wand spell.
What a great wand. At coordinates -1 -1.
Okay,
and
I will
2,
stop
2.
voice
The
over.
encounter. My wand is more powerful. Heading.
Okay, this is the last step of this quest. There are two more monsters show up in the forest. This time their locations seem to be a little more challenging than the previous one, the one in the second step, because they are not on the same horizontal line. Their locations are on the diagonal of a square in this case. What if students could not figure out a way where to put the wizard Cedric? Students can go to the help button at the bottom and press the button to get some hint. Let's do that. So I'm going to the bottom and press the help button.
Help button. Adjustable. Help. Adjust the gloom rates are -1 -1 and 2 2. Help. Heading.
Okay, I just stopped the voiceover from reading the help. The idea is to give students some clue to help them find a solution to solve the quest. The answer is not given directly. They couldn't find a direct answer in the help. What they can do is to go close the help and go back to the quest and try something themselves. So I will close the help.
Close help button. Close help. Previous step button.
And now we should try something. Let's say if I want to put Cedric at
4 1.
4-1, okay, I will do that.
Cedric 4 1.
And then I will press and hold on Cedric to cast the spell. You can see that is not a successful attempt. After reading the help and after trying again, if it still does not solve, students could still cannot solve the quest, there is a answer button show up in the lower left corner. Let's see.
Previous step button. Answer button.
Tapping the button will give students an answer, a solution.
Answer. Point. -2 -2.
Now the answer tells me if I put Cedric at location -2 -2, I can solve this challenge. Actually, those two monsters are at a diagonal of the square. If I put Cedric on the extension of the diagonal, either in the lower left area or in the upper right corner, it should work. I cannot put Cedric in the middle of those two monsters. Let's say if I move Cedric to the extension of the diagonal in the upper right area,
3 3 3 3.
3 should work. So I'll put Cedric there.
Cedric 3 3.
And then I will tap and hold.
Congratulations. You zapped both of them.
Okay, this is the end of this quest. I will
3
stop
4.
sharing and see if you all have any questions.
All right, so far we don't have any questions in the chat. So there's that. We did have some questions for you guys though, for your students who are using math apps or even for just like learning purposes for us as we're improving some of our products and apps. So we have a couple of short-ended questions for you guys, which I can read. So one of them is if you have used math apps from APH, um, do you have any comments or suggestions on how to improve them or what you would like to see? The second question is for APH's next math app for visually impaired students, do you have a suggestion? It could be a new idea or an existing app that's really popular amongst sighted students. And the last question is, does your district use device management systems on school devices? And if they do, how do you install the apps that you need? And we can just leave that open. And I will also share my screen.
Yeah, just a little bit of information about availability of the apps. The Cosmic Number Line app will be launched in sometime in April. The Cedric's Cartesian Quest will be launched sometime in May, and they will be free. So make sure to check Apple's App Store by then. So.
All right. And Lee, I have a question.
Sure.
What do you think that the learning curve is for learning how to use these apps from a user standpoint?
Um, First, students need to be good at voice-overs gestures. That means they should be familiar with the accessibility features of iPad. That's a prerequisite. For math perspective, for the cosmic number line, I think the requirements should be really basic. As long as students start learning the number line, they should begin using this app. Even when they go to like levels 5 and 6 to learn some basic addition and subtractions, those problems are very easy, so they should know how to solve the challenges there. For Cedric's Cartesian Quest, the beginning of your quest should be relatively easier. Like quest 1, you basically just need to know how to locate points using your coordinates. For future quests like quests 9, 10, 12, those quests are more challenging and they need to require students to have relatively good knowledge regarding not only the coordinate system but also like shapes, properties of like triangles, squares, circles, trapezoids, and parallelograms. I think it's kind of like a progressive thing. Students do something and then when they feel good, they can come back to the app and try more challenging ones. We try to make the quest relatively challenging, just try to motivate the students. It's not like everything is easy, I can pass them in 1 hour. It does require some thinking. So
Yeah, and were there any like apps that you guys kind of modeled these off of? So are there any popular apps out for sighted students that
we
you guys
developed
thought
these
about?
apps from scratch. So
Okay. And how long
yeah.
have they been in development for?
The Cedric Cartesian Quest we spent about 1 year. The Cosmic Number Line one is relatively longer than 2 years.
Okay. And just for people to kind of get a feeling about how APH decides what kind of apps or what kind of products that they're looking to make, what kind of steps did you go through in order to determine that this kind of app would have been really popular or like a need amongst visually impaired students?
Basically, if we receive new product submissions from teachers or parents, what we need to do is to do a thorough review to see whether, for example, this app can reinforce some math standards, or to help students get familiar, for example, with some accessibility technologies. if visually impaired students can really benefit from the app, we will accept it and then give it to our programmers. So basically, we want to make sure the apps can benefit students. Um, so
Okay. And I know that you said that people could contact you if they were interested in doing some of the
definitely.
field testing for this app.
Mhm.
What kind of steps did they have to go through as a field tester for this app? Are there steps that they have to take every day to use the app with their student? What does that look like?
Okay, if you contact me, I will first give you a survey. You can finish a survey to give you some basic information about you, like your location, your background information, something like that. Your like teaching experience. Are you teaching math, or how many students you're working with? And then I can send the app prototype to you. You can install the prototype onto your device and your student's device. Basically, the evaluation process is that you work with your students first. You test as many students as possible. We always want like a teacher can test maybe 2, 3, 4 students. That would be ideal. And then you go back to our evaluation forms. The forms are online, so you fill out the forms. There are two forms. One is a student form. Basically, you go to that form to give us some information about the students' comments or suggestions regarding the app. Sometimes students can really give us some good suggestions from the user standpoint. And then there's another evaluation, is the teacher's evaluation. That one is more thorough. We go through each part of the app just to get some feedback from teachers. After that, the evaluation is done. So basically, most of the time, the evaluation can last for like a month.
Okay. And I guess, if teachers are kind of trying this, do they need any sort of like special app store on their device, just or is it just having an iOS device like an iPhone or iPad?
Just an iPhone or iPad will work. Uh, they will first need to install a special app called Test Flight. That is a beta testing app developed by Apple. So you install that app, and then we will send you a link. You can click the link, for example, from your email, and the prototype will show up in the Test Flight app. There you can press a install button to install the prototype like cosmic number lines onto your app. So it goes to the Apple's beta testing tool called Test Flight. So
Awesome. Sounds pretty easy.
yeah.
And how many people do you guys select for the actual testing of the device? Do you take unlimited amounts of people? Is there only a limited amount? Is it first come, first
There's no
serve?
limit. We
No
want
limit.
testers as many as possible. Like for the cosmic number lines, we are testing the app right now with more than 30 teachers.
Okay. And I know that we actually also have some visitors in this webinar from outside of the US. Do you have to be from the US to test the
Not
app?
necessarily. When we write a data report, we always have to report findings to our Department of Education. When we write the reports, we have to exclude teachers or testers outside the United States. But just for the purpose to get feedback, we welcome everyone.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's great. I'm sure if you guys are interested, I put Lee's information into the chat earlier in this webinar, so you guys can feel free to contact him. I will also go ahead and put his contact on the screen right now. So what you'll see is a questions and contact screen that gives his actual role at APH and then his email address. It's LZHOUW at aph.org. Um, and if you have any questions, if you want to test the app, you can go ahead and email him there. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end out this poll. We got some responses, which I will share with you after the webinar concludes. And we will use that to help improve our products and apps. And we're really grateful that we had you guys here today, of course. And of course, we're thankful that we had Lee present this app to him, especially since it's quite new. And it will be coming out later this year. So I hope that you guys utilize that with your students. And we're excited to hear feedback on the app. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and rest of your weekend. And thank you, Lee, for being here. Thank
Thank
you,
you, Emily.
everybody else, for joining us. And you guys have a good
Thank you,
rest of your
everyone.
day.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye, guys.